everybody, welcome back to the show. I'm really happy to have you guys here. Today we're going to be talking about confidence, how to build your confidence by healing your feminine energy. Like, what are the steps that you need to take to be able to really step into that woman that you want to be? The woman that has the ability to say no when she needs to say no, yes when she wants to or needs to say yes. The woman that can walk away from a situation, the woman that's not afraid to stop people pleasing. Like, it can be really, really scary to stop worrying so much about what other people think about you or what other people want from you. And the ability to walk away from that comes when you heal your relationship with yourself. When you heal your feminine energy, you naturally start stepping into confidence. It's like a byproduct of healing your feminine energy. So for those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Adelle Skinner. I am a feminine energy and inner work coach. And for years, I was stuck in this people-pleasing, low self-confidence cycle. I was so afraid of doing something wrong. I was so afraid of what other people thought of me that I became a slave and a servant to everything that other people wanted. And I didn't even know what I wanted. I was living in chronic survival mode. And it wasn't until I healed my feminine energy, I healed my relationship with myself and with my higher power, that I was able to step out of that. And I noticed that as I healed myself, as I reconnected with my feminine energy, as I started to realign myself with the woman that I wanted to be, the natural byproduct was confidence. The natural byproduct was me being able to say no when I needed to say no, and to know that my value did not come from what I could do for other people or what they thought of me. So I have now made it my life's mission to share that with you guys, to share that with people that are struggling in this perpetual cycle of being so afraid to be yourself, and so afraid of not doing what people want. It can be really, really scary, and it can feel like it's just the way life is. Like, you can just feel like this is just what it is. This is how everybody else operates. There's nothing better. There's nothing different. But I promise you, there is. There is so much better. There is so much different. There is confidence and peace and the ability to be your own master on the other side of healing. So I have a 6-week program that I can walk you through, and it will teach you exactly what you need to do to heal your relationship with your feminine energy, to heal your relationship with yourself so that you can start showing up as the woman that you want to show up as. If that's something that you're interested in, please click my links below. You can check me out there. You can talk to me and ask me questions, anything that you want. So let's get into the meat of this episode. Confidence and how it directly correlates with healing your feminine energy. So really quick, I'm going to break down feminine energy as quickly as I can. If you want to go deeper, I have so many videos on feminine energy, what it looks like, how it operates, and what it does. So basically, we were created with two energies. We have our masculine energy and our feminine energy. One is the doing energy and one is the being energy. So the doing energy has been labeled masculine energy. That does not mean that only men have this. We are all created with feminine and with masculine energies. We have to, because of the way that they correlate with each other, the way that they work with each other. You have to have both to be able to live a functioning life. So your masculine energy is going to be the energy of doing. Like, it's going to be the energy or the push that gets you out of bed in the morning. It's the one that's going to help you to accomplish your goals. It's going to be the one that drives you to protect and provide for those who are more vulnerable than yourself. That is your masculine energy. It's more of an outward energy. It pushes outward. It's the one that, like I said, it's the movement of getting things done. Now, the feminine energy is the inward energy. It's the energy of intuition. It's the one that's going to come up with the different ideas of goals that you maybe want to set or creations that you want to create. Feminine energy is very nurturing, it's very loving, it's very compassionate, it's very accepting. So it's like the feeling energy, everything that's inside of you that moves you forward with love and compassion and a desire for something better. That's going to be your feminine energy. So you need your feminine energy to come up with the ideas. Like, say you are wanting to eat better. You're going to have the feeling, I want to eat better. That's going to be like a direct like intuition that you're going to get, because that's something that your body needs. You have a feeling that you need to do something. And then your masculine energy is going to be the one that's going to move you forward. It's going to set the schedule. It's going to buy the groceries. It's going to help you accomplish that. And it's going to help you move forward into your goal of getting that. And that is in yourself. So we have a relationship with feminine and masculine energy within our own bodies. And then, of course, there is the feminine and masculine within the world, like in a relationship. A woman is going to operate in her feminine energy. She's going to be more connected and lead more with her feminine energy. She's going to be more nurturing, more loving, more compassionate, more accepting. She's going to get more of the intuition, the feelings. But she's also going to use the masculine energy to move her forward throughout her day, whereas the man is going to operate more with his doing. He's going to want to go out to protect and provide and to work hard and to be more of the doing energy, but also he's going to feel love and compassion and empathy and care for those around him. Otherwise, he would be a robot. So that is just super, super basic of what the feminine and masculine energy is. So when you heal your relationship with your feminine energy, you are going to show up with more love and more compassion and more acceptance for yourself. So we talked about the healthy version of feminine and masculine, which is, the protect and provide is for the masculine, healthy. The feminine is going to be the nurturing, compassion, and love. Well, when you are operating in wounded feminine energy and wounded masculine energy is going to look like procrastination, not getting things done. It's going to look like lashing out and taking your anger out on somebody else. It's going to look like being more controlling and more forceful with those around you and trying to make them do what you want to do because it's what you want, not what's best for everybody. That's the wounded masculine. The wounded feminine is going to be manipulative. It's going to be backbiting. It's going to be more controlling on an emotional level. That's what it'll look like from a wounded feminine perspective. So let's look at the relationship with yourself in your feminine masculine dynamics. We're not going to look at what it looks like in a relationship. This is purely internal because that's what we're working on. We're wanting to heal your relationship with yourself so that you can step out with more confidence and more alignment with who you want to be. So when you are operating from wounded feminine energy, and the way that your energy gets wounded is you will have an experience where you didn't feel safe. Feminine energy's main need is for safety, to feel safe. The masculine's main need or desire is for power. And that doesn't necessarily mean bad. Like, you can want power and not want to use it for bad. So the masculine's role is to protect, to provide, to make sure that the people who are more vulnerable or the energies that are more vulnerable around them are taken care of. And that comes through power. When you have the power, you can protect those that you need to. So it can very much be healthy need for power versus an unhealthy need for power. Okay, so let's go back. So when you have had an experience where maybe you didn't feel safe, or maybe you didn't follow through with what you told yourself you were going to do, how many times have we experienced that? How many times have you decided, I'm going to eat better, and then you don't? That is your masculine energy not showing up for your feminine energy. So then your feminine energy, because it was not provided for and protected and moved forward in the way that it needed to be, then it is going to start resorting to more wounded behaviors, which is going to be manipulation, backbiting, and emotional control. So what does this look like within ourselves? It looks like bad self-talk towards ourselves. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that. It was so stupid. You never follow through. You never, you always have these great ideas and then you never do this. And it just turns into this, you start to try to emotionally manipulate yourself. You start to try to emotionally control yourself because you think that that's going to get you the results that you want. And when we have bad self-talk towards ourselves, we naturally assume that everybody around us also has bad talk or bad thoughts about us. And what is that going to do for your confidence? It's going to completely shatter it. It's going to push you into the people pleasing of, well, I can't make myself happy, so therefore I must now try to make everybody else around me happy. And that's how you get stuck in this loop of you don't feel good in yourself. So now what you're going to do is you're going to try to control other people by doing what they want you to do. You're going to try to control them so that they think good about you. Does that make sense? It can be a little bit confusing, but the reason that you are people pleasing is you are trying to manipulate, or you are trying to get a certain response out of them. That's manipulation, right? When you do an action to get another person to do something for you. So when you are people pleasing, what you're really doing is you're trying to get them to like you. So you're manipulating them so that you can feel good about yourself. But what if we can stop that? What if you can heal your feminine and your own masculine energies so that your feminine energy feels safe, your masculine energy follows through with what it needs to do? When you can do that and you can start showing up for yourself, you stop backbiting, you stop emotionally manipulating yourself, you stop procrastinating, you stop lashing out at yourself when things don't go the way that you wanted them to go in your brain. When you can stop doing that, you open the door for compassion. You open the door for love. You open the door for acceptance, and you open the door for healthy protection, for healthy provision. So how do we do this? Like, it sounds great, right? Like, yes, I would love to heal the relationship with myself, but I don't even know where to start. A lot of us, this is a cycle that we have experienced probably for as long as we can remember. Like, you probably can't even think back to a time that you didn't feel the need to perform for someone so that they would feel good about you. I mean, we do it as children. We're taught, we are conditioned to do it as children, right? We are taught that certain good behaviors give us good responses from our parents. And so we learn to people please them so that we can feel safe. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm not saying that parents shouldn't, reward good behaviors and discipline bad behaviors. I believe that we should. I'm just saying that it is a condition that we're taught. And if we don't learn how to gain back our emotional sovereignty and our personal sovereignty, we continue to feed into that. Children need to learn good behaviors from bad behaviors, from positive and negative outcomes. Like, that's how we learn, right? Like, what is it that we like? What is it we don't like? But as we get older, we need to start taking back that power. That needs to come now from us. We, instead of us relying on our spouse or friends or coworkers or the outside world to tell us what is good and what is wrong, we are now adults. We need to take that back, and we need to be able to show up in a world where we are confident in the decisions that we're making because they are the decisions that are best for us, not what's best for other people. Okay, so that's why it's just super, super important that we heal this, because it takes our power back. We're no longer servants to the emotions of other people, and we don't make other people servants to our emotions. Like, we are able to stand as a single human operating with other people, but not reliant on them to tell us who we are. When I learned how to do this, you guys, my life exponentially got better. Like, I can't even. I wish I would have had this information 20 years ago. I mean, I wish that I would have understood and realized and recognized how the relationship that I had with myself was affecting the relationship that I had with other people and the world and the reality that I was creating. Like, I wish I would have understood the power that I held within myself. But I understand it now, and I'm so grateful, and I can look back at experiences that I had, and I can realize and recognize that they were all leading me to this awareness, to this understanding. And I believe it is so that I can then teach other people and hopefully help them, leap into the future of where they want to be instead of having to experience the things that I experienced. I was able to get out of an abusive relationship. I was able to heal my relationship with myself. I was able to heal my relationship with my children. I was able to heal my relationship with the reality that I was wanting to create and the reality that I was living. Like, I live the best life. I am so happy, and I am so emotionally sovereign to myself. I don't rely on other people to tell me how I should feel. I don't succumb or bend to what other people want me to do just because I'm afraid of how they're going to respond. The power that comes from that, the safety, the security, like all of that comes from that is huge. And I'm so grateful for it, because that allows me to show up as me, as the version of me that I want to be, as the version of me that has a mission, has a goal, and has a trajectory for her life that is mine, completely mine. And I love it, and I feel so much better in this version of myself. So let's get down to it. What are the exact steps? What are the exact things that you need to do to pull yourself out of survival mode? Like, how do you stop playing and living in this hamster wheel? How do you gain that awareness back to yourself? And how do you start showing up as the most confident, authentic version of yourself? So I have a 5-step process that I use. And I have talked about this in many of my other episodes. But this is how you do it. This is how you heal your feminine and your masculine energy, is with this 5-step process. And it's called the GRACE model. And GRACE is an acronym. So every letter of the word GRACE stands for a different step. So the first thing that you need to do to heal your feminine energy is, first, you must connect with your body. The feminine energy is the energy of the body, of the feelings. So I like to think of, feminine energy is the body, masculine energy is the head, or are the thoughts, or the decisions. So you need to be able to connect with what it is you are feeling right now. And the way that you do this is by grounding yourself. So that's our first one, G for ground. This looks like taking deep breaths. Maybe you breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, and you breathe out for 4 seconds. Maybe it's taking a nice deep breath as you count to 10. What you're wanting to do right here is you're wanting to bring the awareness from outside of you back into your body. We are living in this incredibly chaotic and stimulating world. And that's not a bad thing. It's fine. But we need to remember that we are not the world. We are not what is outside of us. And so when you're working on healing your feminine energy, you need to bring your awareness back to yourself. You need to get out of your head and stop thinking about everything else around you, listening to everything around you, worrying about everything around you, and you're just going to bring the awareness right back into your body. And that comes through those nice deep breaths. When you do that, you're like kind of just shutting your brain down and you're bringing it right back to the center. This is why, if you get angry, have you ever heard, people say, oh, count to 10. That's what you're doing. You're getting out of your head into your body where you can actually process the emotion that you're feeling instead of telling a story about the feeling that you're feeling. So that's the most important, well, not the most important, they're all important, but the first step is taking that breath and centering and coming back into your body. The next step is R for recognize. Now you're going to recognize the feelings that you're feeling. Now, this process, I have used this process in many different ways. Sometimes I will use it as a meditation to come back to myself, to work through and heal and reconnect with my feminine and my masculine energy. Sometimes I will do it when I am in a fight or flight moment. Like say somebody said something and I feel that I'm in survival mode. You can feel your heart beating. You're like in this chaotic moment of a lot of stress happening. This is a really great way to reconnect to your feminine energy, connect to your healthy masculine, get back in alignment with who you want to be so you can show up as the person that you want to be. So right now we're going to look at it more as a meditative state, not a reaction or a how to get yourself out of that fight or flight moment. So we're going to recognize the feeling that you're feeling. So this could be like if you're going into meditation and you're just thinking about it, maybe you could feel guilty. You're like, oh, I feel really guilty that I have not been in alignment with who I want to be. Or I feel really anxious because I don't know how to do this. Or I feel really worried. Whatever emotion it is you're feeling, just recognize and name that feeling if you can. Sometimes there's times where I'm like, I can't name it, but I know what it feels like, and it just feels like a lot of buzzing, and it feels like a lot of noise. So if you can't actually recognize and name the emotion, that's okay. You can still feel it and process it, but just really recognize that you're feeling an emotion. And think about where it is that you're feeling this. Like, are you feeling it in your throat, in your chest, in your stomach? Like, where are you feeling whatever emotion that you're feeling? And you're just going to breathe into that space. So what does that mean when I say breathe into it? It means you're going to send your attention to it. Say you feel really anxious in your stomach. So you're just going to send awareness, like almost like following a light. Like you're going to pretend like you see a light and it's in your stomach. And so you're just going to bring your awareness to your stomach, and you're going to breathe, and you're going to force your stomach to relax. When we are holding an emotion in a certain part of our body, it is going to be tense. And so in order to release that emotion and let it go, you have to relax it. It's like if you're holding something in your fist, in order for you to drop whatever in your fist, you must first relax your hand and let it out. So it's the same thing. So you're going to recognize and relax into whatever feeling it is that you are feeling, wherever it is. So this part is really kind of interesting because you could process through like 5, 10, 15 different feelings or emotions in this one step. So say you start out feeling really guilty, like you just feel really bad that you have been living this way. So maybe you're feeling guilty. So you're going to process through that. You're going to breathe into it. And then pretty quick, you're not feeling guilty anymore, but what you're feeling is just sad. You're sad that you have put yourself through this. And so you're just going to go ahead and follow the emotions as they come. They need to be released. And so they're like an assembly line. You just have emotions. And as soon as one comes off the conveyor belt, here comes another one. And so just allow yourself to feel and relax into whatever emotion it is that you are feeling. And then when you get to the place that you're ready to move on, and you know that you're ready to move on because you just feel like you're ready to move on, be very aware with how you're feeling. You may have more emotions that you know are coming, but you might still be like, but I'm ready to move on. And that's okay. This process, there is no wrong way to do this. There is no wrong way to do this. Do not think that, oh my gosh, I didn't sit in it for an hour, therefore I didn't finish it. No, like you could do this in 30 seconds. You can do it in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. Process as many or as little emotions as you need to. There's no wrong way to do this. Do not go into emotional manipulation to yourself and start backbiting and talking about it to yourself. This is a space of love and acceptance for yourself where you're at right now. Okay? That's what we're doing. We're healing that loving, nurturing, compassionate part of us, which means we need to have love and compassion for ourselves as we're going through this process. So when you get to a space where you are ready to move on, then you're going to go into the acceptance phase. A for acceptance. And that just means that you're going to be like, yeah, this is how I feel. And that's okay. That's okay. I feel this way. You're going to accept it. That is such a feminine quality. You want to heal your feminine energy, sink deep, deep, deep into this step. Okay? All of them are really good. You can see the masculine and the feminine woven together in this, like grounding. You're going to have the feeling to ground, and then your masculine energy is going to be the one that actually pushes you into taking the deep breaths, forcing yourself to relax. That's the masculine, making the action happen. And then you're going to have the feeling of, I feel whatever you're feeling. The masculine energy is going to be the one that's going to force you to relax. It's going to move the energy forward to let you relax. Feminine and masculine energy is woven deep, deep, deep into all of this, all into every aspect of our life. We're just deciding, are we showing up in healthy feminine and masculine or wounded feminine and masculine? You know you're in wounded when you're people-pleasing, when you're worried about what other people are thinking, when you are manipulative, controlling, or when you have lots of outbursts. Those are good signs that you need to do this process, come back in alignment with your healthy energies so that you can show up as the way that you want to. Okay, so we have accepted the feeling that we're feeling. Be like, yeah, we feel angry. That's understandable. Like, why wouldn't we feel angry? There were a lot of things that happened, so of course we're going to feel angry. Now, accepting the feeling of anger or any of the emotion does not mean that we become that emotion. So you can feel anger and you can accept the fact that you feel angry without becoming angry. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, because there's a big distinction. You can feel it, you can process it, you can love it, you can accept it, you can recognize it without then lashing out and acting from that anger and becoming that anger. So this is a really important step as well, that we just allow ourselves to feel it. You guys, we're human. Like, let's give ourselves a couple human moments. Like, let's allow ourselves to be human and just love ourselves through the process. All right? We are supposed to feel all of the emotions. There is nothing wrong with you. It doesn't matter what emotion came up. There is nothing wrong with it. You were supposed to feel that. You were supposed to think it. You were supposed to have the feeling in your body that that was the emotion that needed to be processed. And you are supposed to relax and let that emotion course through you. Don't drop into shaming yourself. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I feel this. This is ridiculous. No, let's not. Let's stay out of wounded feminine. We're working on love and acceptance, because that is how our heavenly parents see us. They don't see any emotion that we feel as wrong or as weakness. They just see it as an experience that we needed to experience, because honestly, the emotions that you are feeling, even if they're ones that in the past you have felt shameful for, or you've been unhappy with the emotions that you're having, those emotions that you have felt have pushed you to this point of healing. If you had not experienced those emotions, you would not have been pushed to want to heal to the level that you are now willing to heal from. So those emotions, we can be super grateful for them. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for pushing me to where I am right now. Like, I think about that a lot with my past relationship. It was a really hard relationship. It was really scary at sometimes. It was really sad at sometimes. It was really heartbreaking at sometimes. I was really angry sometimes. But every single one of those experiences that I had, every single one of those emotions that I felt, pushed me to find a better way, pushed me to heal to the level that I've healed, pushed me to surrender and give those feelings to my Savior. If I hadn't felt as miserable as I had felt, I wouldn't have been pushed to heal to the level that I have healed. I wouldn't feel the joy and the peace like I do now without having experienced those. I hope that this is all coming out in a way that you can understand, because we can't shame our past selves. We can't shame the experiences that we have had. We can't shame the way that we chose to show up. We can't shame any of that, because it was all part of our journey, and it is all bringing us exactly where we need to be. And it is a gift. We have the opportunity to experience what we're experiencing so that we can experience what we want to experience. Sometimes we have to experience what we don't want so that we have really good clarity in what we really do want. Like, I have very, very good clarity in the relationship that I want, because I know what I don't want. I personally experienced the things that I don't ever want to experience again. It has brought me so much clarity on, this is the person that I want to be. This is the person that I will align with, or that I would accept, or the behaviors that I will allow. So just love yourself. This is a process of love. You cannot hate yourself better. I have said that pretty much every one of these episodes. You cannot hate yourself better. You can only love yourself better. So please stay in the love and the compassion for yourself. If you slip into, the wounded feminine of talking bad about yourself and shaming and judging yourself, that's okay. That's okay. Because you know that doesn't feel good. And you'll be like, oh, that's right. That doesn't feel good. So I'm going to now choose to show up with love and compassion for myself, because that does feel good. Okay? This is a cycle that we get to go through. And I'm not perfect. There are definitely times where I drop back into old behaviors of talking bad to myself. But again, I stop and I'm like, I don't like the way I'm feeling right now. Why do I not like the way I'm feeling right now? And I can recognize, and I know exactly what to do and how to get out of it. It's one of the best things about this inner work and about the knowledge and the awareness. When you are unaware of how miserable you are, you're just miserable and stuck. But as you become more aware of where you want to be and the things that you're not enjoying and processes that are going to help move you, you're able to choose the experiences that you are having. You're able to say, oh, that doesn't feel good. I know what I need to do so that I can feel good. Instead of just being stuck in, I don't feel good and I don't know what to do about it. We're all going to not feel good. A couple of days ago, I had a I don't feel good moment. And I just felt a lot of anxiety and a lot of fear and a lot of worry and a lot of doubt and just a lot of heaviness. But I recognized it. I knew what it was. I knew it wasn't real. I knew that it was because of the thoughts that I was thinking. Like, it wasn't actually really happening to me. I was thinking things that was making me feel things. And when I can come to that awareness and be like, this isn't real, I can change. The minute I change what I'm thinking, I'm going to change how I'm feeling, which is going to change the reality that I'm living in. So for a couple of hours, I felt heavy and I was working through this. And I love that. I love that there are tools that there are steps like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go through the steps and get yourself out. And so that's what I was doing. I could choose to not stay in that. And sometimes it's instantaneous. You can just change your thoughts and immediately you're feeling better. Other times it's deeper. Maybe it's a false belief that you have been believing, or that has come up that you need to pull out. It's like a weed. You have to pull it out by its roots. And sometimes that takes deeper digging. That takes more time and effort. But the coolest thing is you know what to do. You're not just stuck in, I feel miserable. Why can't they love me so that I can feel good? Why can't I do things right so that they will like me so that I can feel good? That's the cycle that I was stuck in for 20 years in this relationship. Feeling like crap, being stuck, feeling so insecure and so scared and so angry and just so worried all the time that I wasn't going to do it right, that I wasn't going to be loved, that I wasn't going to be accepted. I was just stuck in this cloud of darkness, and I didn't know how to get out. But now, instead of living in that for weeks, months, years, it was like 2 hours. I pulled myself out, and it's like when you're in a thundercloud or when you're in a rainstorm, right? It's dark. I love rainstorms. I actually really love rainstorms, but still, we're going to use this analogy. It's darker, right? But then as the clouds move away, the light comes in and you're like, oh my gosh, it's so bright. Like you didn't realize how dark it was when it was raining until the clouds parted and the sun came in. So while I went through that 2 hours of the darkness and working my way through it and loving myself through it and accepting myself through it, the other side of that, I was like on cloud 9. I felt so good. I was so happy. I just had such a weight lifted off of my shoulders. So was it wrong that I went through a hard time? Was it wrong that I experienced some doubt and some sadness and some depression? No, it wasn't wrong. It's like going to the gym. Is it wrong that the weights are heavy? No, because you know exactly what the weights are doing. They're building your endurance. They're building your muscle so that you can lift more. You can carry more. And so that's what these, so you will go through these and you will heal your feminine energy. And then you're going to have opportunities to re-heal it and re-heal it and re-heal it. But you know what? The best part is, just like when you're lifting weights and you can build endurance and do more reps and do more sets and lift heavier, easier, it's the exact same thing. You can go through this and you can move through it faster. You, instead of thinking, why am I carrying this weight? Why am I feeling like this? I will never feel better. You can recognize, that's okay. This is just an endurance day. This is just leg day. This is just, an experience that I need to have. Like, I'm building my emotional and my spiritual muscles so that I can move through this quicker. That is what this is. So that was a really long explanation of the step of accepting yourself. But I really just want to push that home to you guys, that it is so crucial that you accept yourself in every step that you're at. Because it's so easy to drop back into, why am I doing this again? Why am I experiencing this again? That was my thing. I went back into, what is happening? Why am I feeling this again? I was supposed to, so that I could remember how good it feels on the other side. So that I could get more excited to share with you guys and to teach you guys so that you have the steps and the tools that you need to be on the other side. To have that power to feel good and to not be stuck in the cycle of self-abuse and fear and doubt and low confidence. So you've accepted yourself, you've loved yourself, you've allowed yourself. The next step is C for connect. This is, I love every step, but this step is, up until this point, You've just been feeling. You've been very much in your body, feeling what you're feeling and accepting it. This is the fun step because this is the action step. Or maybe not the action step, but it is the step where you get answers. And I love this step because who doesn't want an answer, right? Like, who doesn't want to have a clear path of, okay, this is where we get to go next, or this is where I want to go. So for the C step, this is where you get to connect with God and you ask him, who do you want me to be on the other side of this? So you're processing through all of these things. You're processing through whatever feelings you're feeling. You're recognizing them. You're loving yourself through it. You're accepting it. You're just feeling, you're kind of just being bombarded with all of these feelings. And then you get to ask yourself, and you get to ask God, okay, who do you want me to be on the other side of this? This is such a powerful masculine step because this is the step where you get to show up as the person that you want to be. You have felt all the feelings. You've been vulnerable with yourself. You've been so deep in your feminine energy and feeling it and expressing it and experiencing it. Now your masculine energy gets to come in and say, who do you want me to be so that my feminine can stay safe, so that I can continue to feel good in myself? What are the steps that I need to take? What do I need to do? And another really good question that I ask myself in congruence with this question is, what is God's job and what is my job? Because sometimes we want to ask the question, okay, well, who do you want me to be? And then you can think of all of these things that you should do to get there. And sometimes you're overstepping. You're going into God's lane. We need to stay in our own lane. God has all power. He is the one that is able to control and take care of everything. Our job only applies to us. Like, who do I want to be on the other side of it means, what do I need to do so that I can continue to feel good? Not what do I need to do so this person will do what I want them to do. Again, we need to stay in our lane and focus on what feels good for me. What do I need to do? And God will answer you. He will tell you. Sometimes it'll look like, maybe wait, don't send the text yet. Maybe you'll have an impression of how you should answer a text. Maybe you'll have an impression of how you should show up for your children. Maybe you'll have an impression of how you should start showing up for yourself. Maybe you need to start a new exercise routine. Maybe you need to spend a little bit more time outside. Like, you're going to have an answer. And no matter what answer it is, you guys, listen to it. Even if it's something small, like, how about you go for a walk outside in the sunshine? Maybe that's who you need to be. The person that's outside getting some sunshine. Maybe it's you need to go to sleep earlier. Like, listen to those. Those are direct answers from your Heavenly Father and your Heavenly Mother telling you exactly how to become the person that you want to be on the other side of this. They're going to start small. They're not going to give you the entire picture. It's going to be like, well, step 1, go to bed earlier. Step 2, after you've started doing that and listened, you're going to get the answers for everything else. One thing that I have learned without doubt is that every time I follow the answers or the answers that my heavenly parents give me, every single time I am brought closer to peace. Even if maybe there's something that I don't want to do. I had an experience where I was in a texting conversation fight, basically, with my ex. And we were texting back and forth, and I wanted one thing and he wanted another thing, and I just really wanted to be like, you don't own me, you don't get to control me, you don't get to do anything with me anymore. I just really wanted to be super aggressive in that way. I was playing on my old traumas, right? Of swinging over to the other pendulum of you don't get to whatever. So I walked myself through this process, and the answer was crazy, amazing, and wonderful. It was not an answer that I would have ever come up with. That's how I knew that it wasn't for me. But it was an answer of maybe I didn't actually want to do that answer, but I quickly sent the text and I sent it off. And as soon as I did, I just thought, you know what? Actually, that answers everything. Like, he's now getting what he needs and deserves to get. I am getting what I need and deserve to get. Like, we are both getting exactly what is going to work out for both of us. And I was so grateful because even though it did require me to swallow a little bit of pride, it did require me to trust and to surrender to God, it also brought me so much peace. And I've had so many experiences like that where every single time I have surrendered and done what they have told me to do when I'm asking, every single time I come to peace, every single time. And so now, as soon as I come into the C step, I'm like, okay, God, who do you want me to be on the other side of it? And I promise whatever you ask me to do, I will do it because I trust him so much. He will never bring me to pain and heartache. He will only lead me to peace. The pain and the heartache that we feel is our resistance to giving it to God. When we fight what he's telling us to do, that's when we feel pain. That's when we feel heartache. But when we can surrender to him and be like, okay, that's what you want me to do, that's what I will do. Every single time, 1000%, I will do it. Every time, I promise you, it will bring you to peace. And you will become the person that you want to be, the person that they want you to be on the other side of this. Okay, the last step. The last step is E for embody. This is you actually following through with the answer that you got. This is your masculine energy really stepping up and getting that ball rolling and sending the text, putting the alarm on so that you can go to bed earlier, putting the alarm on so you can get up earlier, going out and buying the food that you need to buy so that you can eat the way that you feel like you should be eating. Whatever the answer is, the last step, E, is embodying and actually following through. Because we have all had experiences where we have had an answer. Like maybe we've had an impression to call someone. We've had an impression to do something or a feeling. That's intuition. And then we haven't followed through. So just getting the answer is not enough. You have to actually follow through. If you don't follow through, that is 100% okay, because you know what? Because of the life that we're living, because of this mortality, we get opportunities to choose again, to decide again whether or not we're going to submit and surrender and give it to God. So this is how you heal your feminine energy. This is how you go from people pleasing, to being so afraid of what other people think, to having so much confidence in yourself. You can't help having confidence in yourself when you've gone through these steps, when you have had love and compassion for yourself, when you've connected to God and been like, what do you want me to do? The confidence that comes when you follow through with the answers that you've gotten from the divine Father and Mother, like you can't help but just show up with confidence. You stop giving your power to other people. You stop worrying what they think, because you'll be like, no, I don't think that I want to play this game anymore because it doesn't feel good, and I know how to get out of it, and I know how to align with true peace. It's a complete game changer. It has changed my life. It has changed so many people's lives that I have worked with. If this is something that you want to work with, if this is something that you're interested in, please check out my links below and contact me, because this is life-changing. This is getting your power back and stopping yourself from being everybody else's servant, from being the person that is so afraid of the thoughts and the feelings and the expressions of other people. You get to pull that emotional sovereignty back to yourself. You are the master. You're the master of your reality. You're the master of your life. We were sent to earth. We are direct descendants of gods. We get to be in control. That is our right. That is one of the things that we needed to come here to prove to ourselves that we could make the decisions that feel the best for us in alignment with what God is telling us to do. That's part of the process. It's not so that Joe Blow down the road can tell you how to live your life, so that your mother-in-law can tell you how to live your life, so that your spouse can tell you how to live your life, or your kids or your friends or whatever. They don't know. They don't know what you need. Only God does. And this is how you are able to connect to yourself and connect to Him so that you can live the reality that you want, the life that you want. So much freedom, so much confidence, and so much peace comes when you heal your relationship with yourself. I love you. I hope this has been helpful. Please reach out if you need me. I love you guys, and I will talk to you next time.